Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and DigPerspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.92 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is off 5.4%. Bitcoin, 117,700 plus. Ethereum, 3,700 plus. XRP number 3 spot is $3.08. Now, we're off 0.9 on the 24 and off 5.5 on the 7-day. Let's take a look at the range of price very quickly, ranging between 305 and 316. We will keep an eye on it, but there is news we need to know about today. One is the best update that we can give you on the report for cryptocurrency from the Whitehouse. We're going to give you what we have currently to date. It's some highlights, but we don't have the full report yet, but we got it for you, what we have. And also we're going to touch on when is the Clarity Act scheduled to pass. We have an update on that as well and so much more. But let's start right here because, listen, the scammers and the bad actors out here in this space are never ending. And they always try to come together with a new opportunity for scams. And I tell you, this is a very scary one. Crypto traders, beware. The ad that you click on might be the hack that hits. Our Checkpoint research team has uncovered JSCEAL, a stealthy campaign targeting crypto app users. And what they found is that fake versions of nearly 50 popular crypto apps, 35,000 plus malicious ads, millions of impressions across EU, JSeal malware built with Node.js to steal wallets, credentials, multi-stage adaptive infection flow that evolves mid-attack. And you know what I got to tell you right here? This is why you've been hearing me talk about the PCA account at iTrustCapital. It is a closed loop system. So if you were one of those unlucky people that happened to click on that, because a closed loop system allows you to put your money and your crypto in the account, but it can only come out as cash. This is specifically done to remove the attack vector from the scammers out here. So this is specifically a closed loop system to help you, if it's your fault on your side of the transaction, on how you got hacked. I don't know anyone that goes further in trying to think about how to protect a customer, even if it's your fault. But that's what they've done here at iTrust. So just so you understand, the reason you can only come out of this PCA account in cash is because it goes directly to your checking account. So God forbid, if you clicked on some nasty ad thinking it was legitimate, and then you become hacked immediately, the worst thing that hacker could do is send that money from your account, the PCA, directly to your checking account because you can't come out any other way. And that is specifically done to protect you. Make sure you go to itrustcapital.com/XRP Army, use the code XRP6 at the bottom, and get started today. You're going to start getting the best night's sleep of your life. I can tell you that. That's why I fool with these places that I fool with. Because I'm telling you right now, listen, security, safety is the new sexy. It may sound boring, but it isn't at my house. Cynthia Lummis introduced the 21st Century Mortgage Act on July 29th, legislation that aims to bring U.S. underwriting into the digital era by requiring Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to consider digital assets when assessing single-family mortgage eligibility. How about that? Love seeing that. And shout out to Senator Lummis for making it about crypto and not just Bitcoin, which is something she's been known to do for quite some time. Like the broader scope there. SEC greenlights in-kind Bitcoin redemptions and Ethereum. I believe I read somewhere else. The SEC has just approved in-kind redemptions for spot Bitcoin ETFs, a game changer in Wall Street flows. And why is this a game changer? It's a game changer because it removes a lot of friction. And now you can choose to come out of that ETF and instead of having to take cash regardless, You can say, no, 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 no. I bought a Bitcoin ETF. I want you to pay me in Bitcoin. uh, Translation on this is Wall Street is about to ramp things up by a lot. Write that down. Write that down. It means these products are here to stay, is what it tells me. eToro to launch tokenized U.S. stocks on Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, it's happening everywhere, right? Coinbase derivatives to launch Nano Solana and Nano XRP U.S. perpetual style futures on August 18th, expanding their derivatives offerings to provide enhanced market access for U.S. investors. The market just keeps getting deeper. Now, you guys remember this. This is Sal Gilberti from Tucrium that has the 2 times levered XRP ETF futures, and it has been highly successful. I want you to listen to this quick clip, and then we have a new clip from Sal Gilberti.
Store value, and I think that other cryptos, including XRP, have a use case, a legitimate use case. I think XRP's is a wonderful working model. I think that it's only going to get better. They made an acquisition today where I believe they bought a prime broker, and that's really big news because that means there'll be almost instantaneous settlement across all asset classes inside that prime broker. It'll be a wonderful start to the new Wall Street, that's based on blockchain, that moves really quickly. No more 3 days for wire transfers. We're gonna have instant money.
There you go. XRP Ledger's the new Wall Street, ladies and gentlemen. And that reminds me of Dom and Phil Kwok, who were just at the New York Stock Exchange yesterday, reminding everyone that all of this will be tokenized. Yes, it will. And here's the more recent clip here of Sal Gilberti, and I want you to listen to this clip. It is powerful. Listen, whenever this guy talks, he's so smart. And shout out to you, Sal. I had Sal at XRP Las Vegas 25. He was brilliant on stage. And I tell you something, he's a remarkable human being. I had incredible conversations with him. He's super sharp. Take a listen.
But one of them is a levered fund tied to the value of a big cryptocurrency, and that's XRP. Just what can you tell us about how much investor interest there is in XRP and, of course, a levered instrument to it?
Very quickly before he speaks, which is very powerful, CNBC is now putting XRP front and center on the ETF table. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Vincent Van Coe's got it right. This is unreal. Mainstream adoption incoming for XRP. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be saying it like they haven't said it for the last 5+ years.
Well, thank you, Don. There's enormous interest in XRP. They call it the XRP Army, and I realize they call it that for a reason. We launched this fund. It'll be 16 weeks tomorrow, and the money that's come in is quite extraordinary. Hundreds of millions of dollars have come in. It is our most successful fund. We're 16 years old today when I incorporated the company, coincidentally, and we've never seen a response like that.
How did you make the turn? Because the slate of products you have are mainly agricultural based, and then you decide to venture out into cryptocurrency, specifically XRP. What was the thinking there?
Well, we had filed for Bitcoin before, and we do have crypto interests, and I'm an XRP enthusiast. And when I saw the opportunity to file and get it approved, and really not holding XRP itself, but holding the derivatives so that we could leverage it and give investors what they want. They clearly want some leverage. We got a great ticker, double XRP, XXRP, and it took off. It was a big hit immediately, right out the door.
And if you could put on a forecasting hat, as somebody who looks at the fund flows, looks at the industry, where do you think else in the crypto sphere is ripe for even more activity with regard to cryptocurrencies that's outside the realm of XRP, Ethereum, and of course, Bitcoin?
Honestly, I think picking the next coin is harder than people need to catch the wave of what crypto and the blockchain is doing to business. This really is the internet in the 1990s. I think there's a sea change coming, and picking the companies that are going to use whatever cryptocurrency comes next is going to be the big trick and the trick to big wealth.
Do you think that there is going to be an ETF boom in companies in that ecosystem?
No question.
All right. All right, Sal Gilberti, we're going to continue this conversation with...
Well, there you have it right there. Sal laying it down, man. I love this guy. He's incredible, and he's got the inside track. I do believe he does. Now, take a look at this. The U.S. government to unveil its Bitcoin strategic reserve and digital asset stockpile today. Bo Hines has already suggested XRP might be on the list. If you come here, just to reference it here, Executive Whitehouse Crypto Working Group Bo Hines talks Bitcoin, ways to buy more of it, and he thinking beyond, including Ethereum, XRP, ADA, and Solana in a separate stockpile. Well, that's where we last left it. So this is what we're looking at now. When we're looking at this, breaking White House crypto report preview calls for SEC, CFTC cooperation to allow federal level crypto trading, pushes safe harbor plus sandboxes to speed up DeFi innovation, supports faster rollout of the Genius Act stablecoin regulation now become law, reveals a strategic Bitcoin reserve built from seized Bitcoin, wants IRS to clarify tax rules for mining, staking, small crypto transactions. This is where we want to watch in case we end up seeing zero capital gains for a de minimis amount. Suggests crypto access for 401ks. Hello, iTrustCapital. Click the link underneath the video. Plus mortgage assets, as we just covered. Pushes for bank charter access and clearer margin rules for crypto firms. SEC lawsuit dropped Coinbase, Ripple, XRP, Binance under new leadership, DOJ, crypto enforcement units dismantled, so on. This is what we want to see. What it is not included in this report that we're hearing about before it's dropped, hasn't dropped, but this is the report we're getting of the report. It says, at least in the report preview, is any detail on progress and plans for the federal government to stockpile of Bitcoin and other digital assets. They're not tipping the hat. Now, why is that? I don't know, but I tell you, I still think we're going to where Crypto Insight UK says, but I want to give you this update very quickly here. Here's the current Senate calendar. So while we're waiting for that report today, let's start looking towards the Clarity Act. Chad Steingraber says, as you can see, they are off all of August and in session for only 3 weeks in September. The Clarity Act will see debate during September with a possible vote by the 19th. If not, then Clarity won't see a vote until one of the weeks in October. So that's where we are as far as that goes. So the countdown is on here, ladies and gentlemen. When that Clarity Act becomes law, all hell's going to break loose is the way I got it. And shout out to Crypto Insight UK. This guy is so sharp. Will, shout out to you, buddy.
And I think XRP is similar. If we take XRP to the weekly, I think this thing looks fantastic. It's maybe even a bit ahead of ETH in this sort of cycle. What we've done is we've broken our recent all-time highs. We've held them as support and held the weekly close above that. Yes, this week we're still testing this area, but the breakout should take us up towards $8 to $15. And that is what I believe. A lot of people call me a moon boy and stupid or whatever. I don't really care. This is what I think is coming. I keep trying to really drill this message in because what I think is going to happen is everything's going to increase in value from here, realistically-ish. Bitcoin's probably going to do the least percentage-wise, but I still think it's got a decent percentage to go. Probably from here, 40 to 150%, somewhere in that bracket. And I think alts have a lot more to go than that. And I think XRP is similar. If we take XRP...
Well, there you have it. $8 to $15. Who's upset about that? Not this guy. I think it's a great place to start. Especially understanding where we're going is really tokenizing the rest of the world's economy in every single sector. How much of that does the XRP ledger capture? Doesn't have to capture all of it. I'm just curious. What are your thoughts? Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.